love the game. I love the hustle, man.
So we have a report from Sean Cunningham. He says, while Sasha Vezenkov remains frustrated with the lack of playing time in his first NBA season with the Sacramento Kings, I'm told by several sources that there is no truth to the report of his desire to leave the NBA. One source close to Sasha called the report off base and that he will honor his contract. I've also been told the Kings want to keep him, but there's also a market for him. Sacramento or perhaps another team that offers a larger rotational role remains to be seen. Teddy White, what you think about that? I know we talked about a couple of days ago, maybe being a trade market for him. I think Doughboy Bush, you mentioned the Nuggets, Pistons may be interested, but we may be keeping them too. So 45, what you think?
I mean, no, it doesn't move the needle for me. You know what I mean? I think for Sasha, what he really wants, he just wants clarity. He wants to know his clarity, the role that he's going to be playing on this team. Am I going to get the opportunity to see the floor? I came too far to give up, to be sitting where I'm at right now. If he feels that he may have a better opportunity somewhere else, where he could play more freely, then we should grant him that wish, especially if we don't have a place for him on this team. For me personally, I think give him another year and let's see. I mean, now he comes in, he knows the speed, he knows the aggressiveness of the league. Give him another year, let's see what's going on. It doesn't cost us too much.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. So, yeah, let's just see. Let's see. Doughboy, what's your thoughts?
Just like piggybacking off of what Teddy said, I feel the same way. It doesn't really move the. I think another year for him, at least underneath this team, will give him a little bit more clarity once these players do come off this roster, depending on who gets moved to where and for what they get back. But I honestly do feel like he should just go ahead and play out his contract. This will be his second year, so I think he should go ahead and play it out, see what the Kings do with him. And like Teddy said, if they don't have a defining role for him, you know what I mean, then look at other trade packages for him to see what you might go ahead and get back in return. But I do feel like let this year play out first and then see what you can go ahead and come up with statistically wise. And see if your adjustments, are made to your caliber and to the NBA style too as well.
That's kind of what I want to touch on next. The role, like what role do you guys see for Sasha? Again, in my mind, I was thinking he could be at least in the 8-man rotation. You know what I mean? Maybe even move up to the seventh man. I mean, you're coming over here. You were the MVP in your league. We know you could shoot. I feel like there's something there with that, especially for the Kings. You're gonna need scoring. You're gonna need shooting off of your bench. I don't know, like what type of role do y'all see for him? Like realistically, like from what you saw last year, and going back to what you guys were saying, just another year under your belt. You kind of got the speed of the game down. Okay, all right, this is what's going on. Like, what type of role realistically do you see for Sasha?
I mean, for me, I see maybe a 10 to 15 minute, night per
That's
game.
It? Can't get 20?
Yeah,
18?
Yeah, about 15.
18?
About
18?
15. Well, yeah, about 15.
19?
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
Like I said, it all just depends on how the Kings want to go ahead and play it, how they're going to go ahead and put him into the rotation. I definitely do see him being in the 8-man rotation, but like I said, they're going to have to figure out what is his role.
Yeah.
And can you carve out a niche for you to go ahead and play more than just 15 minutes once you do get put into there? So for me, I say about 15 minutes per game, just starting off, so far, maybe preseason or early on in the season, and then gradually work him in, with more minutes as the season goes and just see where he goes from there.
Teddy White, what's your thoughts on his role?
Yeah.
Potential role.
I agree with that. Someone that can hopefully just stretch the floor, give Sabonis a little bit more space when he's down there working, open up the lane for Fox, things like that. That's the role that I thought he was going to come into and he was going to play.
But what happened?
You know what?
But what happened? Why didn't we see that role come to fruition? Because I feel like that was, again, you said the same thing. Like, that's why he was brought over here. Was to kind of stretch the floor, be that guy. Like, and again, we talked about it, and I know we talked about it in the last video, but I feel like Mike Brown, did you define Sasha's role? Or did you just be like, all right, hey, go out there, going for Herter, all right, figure it out.
I think Mike I'm just throwing him out there. Like, here, go figure
I do
it
too.
out.
I do too.
We'll put you out there for a little bit. Maybe you can go ahead and do.
And that's probably why he wants to leave. That's probably why he wants to leave. Exactly. Or the news came out that he wants to leave.
So Mike Brown has to definitely figure out what is he going to put his role as moving forward if you guys want to go ahead and see him still remain on this roster and on this team. It's
I
how I
think
feel.
I think he never really got, and even me, just as a fan and watching from afar, I feel like there was never a feel of what his game really is.
Ever.
I feel like I get more of a feel of his game when I go on YouTube and
Yeah.
watch his
Right.
Euro games.
Mm-hmm.
But
Right.
I didn't get, I know that it seems like when he's on defense that he's heavy footed. I know that it seems like it's hard for him to keep up with the speed and the
Absolutely.
aggressiveness and the athleticness that's going on right now.
I did feel like he got a little better defensively towards the end of the season, especially when we had Herder was out and Monk was out, and he was.
Right.
I felt like he was just being out there. Sometimes you just kind of like calm down, like, okay, now I'm out here. I can kind of my leash isn't short because I know I got to play. Nobody else is on the bench. You know what I mean? So just kind of knowing that. I feel like he did get a little bit better defensively, but not a great defender. But that's not why you got him. You didn't get him to defend.
Right.
You got him, like you said, you guys to stretch the floor.
You know what I mean? Stretch the floor, definitely.
Right.
Give Sabonis some more looks, down in the paint, and if that double team does come down, you're able to go ahead and keep the ball either open 2 or 3.
All right, so lastly, before we get up out of here, I want to know what you guys think. So we're kind of hearing two, contradicting things, that he wants to go, but now we're hearing that he may want to stay and the Kings want to keep him. Two parts of this question. What do you think is true, number one, and what do you think is going to happen, number two? Teddy White, you go first.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised either way right now. You know what I mean? Because at this moment, the Kings is one of the things that they are needing is depth, along with another main player. So if we keep him, he's at it. You know what I mean? Hopefully he can get acclimated, more comfortable in the system.
Right.
We can give him some clarity on the role. If we get rid of him, you know what? I appreciate your services. I wish it would have worked out, but now you have a fresh opportunity. You know what I'm saying? The thing is, man, people got to stop running when it get tough. Stop running when it get tough. Sit idle for a second, sit for a minute, try to figure it out. You know what I mean? First thing people want to do when it get tough is they want to run. Let's stop that, man.
Yeah.
Dope, what's your thoughts? What do you feel like is true? And you know what I'm saying? Or what do you feel like is going to happen? What do you feel like is true?
Honestly, I don't know what to believe. I don't know if
me neither. It's hard to believe. Yeah.
Right. You know what I mean? There's always two sides. I really don't know what
somewhere in the middle.
At this point.
The truth is somewhere in the middle.
True. Yeah, definitely. And for me, like I said, if you are going to go ahead and keep him, give him his playing time. Let him get out there and play. Run up some plays for him.
Let him get some tick. Yeah.
Yeah, because you're not going to know what type of player you have if he's steadily sitting on the bench and you only give him 2 minutes sporadically here and there, on blowout games or, nights that players are hurt or want to sit out or things of that nature. So like Teddy said, just go ahead, don't run from it, play, see what happens, and if you don't like it, you only were signed for a 2-year deal. At the end of next season, your deal is up. Or hey, you know what? If it didn't work out by the time of the trade deadline, you can be on the market at the trade deadline.
Yeah.
And then wherever you go next, hopefully, you can go ahead and go there and ball out and find out what your with that organization and team.
Right.